Oh, you're not kidding. All right, it ain't take out.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all all right? Thank you for tuning in to the Unhinged Show Live. I'm your host, Tylted Halo, sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Karen Sims of Twisted Threads. We are so happy that you all took time out of your day to join us here on tonight's broadcast. Before we get into it, I want to go ahead and say thank you in advance to all of our replay viewers. You already know what it is. We out here growing and growing and growing by leaps and bounds. So what we're going to ask you to do right now is take the time to head on over to YouTube and like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for the Unhinged Live YouTube channel, as well as the Twisted Threads YouTube channel. You already heard it said millions of times possibly that we all get by with a little help from our friends. I want to go ahead and welcome my co-host on tonight. What's up, good girlfriend Karen Sims? How was your day?
You know, it was an interesting day. I'm thankful to be down here in the North Carolina area because I hear there's some flurries around your way. So I'm gonna go ahead and be thankful for the weather in my area. That part. Good day. So how was your day, ma'am?
Yeah, my day was all right. You know, like you just mentioned, I walked out off the day and honey, something was falling up out the sky and it wasn't nothing like a raindrop. I did have to stop and make one particular errand. And when I left that facility, it was hailing. It was hailing all on my afro, girl. So I just let it do what it do because my hair loves all types of moisture. It is what it is. I'm still cute. Okay?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I see you rocking the flowers, looking all pretty yourself.
We have to do that every week. So, you know, we're going to let it do what it do. We may or may not have short sleeves by the time this is all over. But, you know, I live in a particular climate. And on top of the climate, I'm in control of my own heat. So ain't no telling. We go up and down. I don't know if I'm the only one who, you know, we got to go to sleep to the air conditioner. But as soon as we wake up and freeze, and I need to pop that heat right on.
Right? Well, look, all that bragging you doing about the warmness going on in your particular demographic, I don't know if I should start feeling some type of way about that, girl. You know what? I'm going to let that go because I know it's all love between you and I.
You're welcome to roll through it anytime.
Listen, and you know, you are one of from amongst us that was blessed enough to get up out of these here parts. But yeah, we're winter ready. And I want to go ahead and acknowledge a couple folks that I already see flowing and letting their fingertips do the walking in the chat room. I want to go ahead and say hello to my new friend, Roy. He has his own podcast. He's a Trekkie, like I'm a Trekkie. I actually met this gentleman one night as I was checking out his groceries at the grocery store. So we decided to support one another, right? So welcome to the Joy Tsunami on tonight, Roy. And of course, we've got our favorite chat room rabble-rouser, our conversationalist, our tribe mate, the lovely Miss Natural D. Hey, girl, I see you in there ready to get it going. Thank you so much for everything you do and for every sacrifice you make to help the team grow. So before we start and bring our guest in for the night. I want to give you a quick rundown on what's going to be happening on tonight's show. Of course, you're going to hear from tonight's guest. Y'all seen advertise her. I think we had started on Sunday. We're going to have our guest interview. And of course, we'll have a quick break with a couple little surprises for you. And of course, we'll come back and have our conversation when it's time to point your remote control. We're going merrily down the stream. And of course, that great round table topical discussion. What's really going on? So, Karen.
Yes.
You ready to intro tonight's guest?
I'm ready to intro tonight's guest. Listen, we fancy over here, and we are professionals. Let me just say that for those that swing by and are like, who are them people together? And I got to give a shout out to our last week guest, Rasheen Kilo Pugh, and all of the fun and joy tsunami. And we got some good feedback for some new listeners that joined the ride with us last week. So we welcome you. Press play, share. Make sure you get your friends, whether you like them or not. We don't care. Send them on over here so they can get a dose of us, and maybe they'll be nicer to you. So this could be mutually beneficial. Listen, as we get into welcome our guest tonight, we got to give a little bit of intro. Our guest tonight, Val Marie Higginbottom, recording artist, writer, producer, just an extraordinary person all around. And we're excited to talk about her projects. We're going to get into all of that. But right now, we're going to do a little bit of an intro to introduce some of you who Val Marie Higginbottom is. Love it, love it, love it.
Welcome to the show tonight, Miss Lovely Val Marie Higginbottom. How you doing tonight, sister girl?
Doing good. I mean, I cannot complain. God has been good, and look, I can't complain, not at all.
I know that's right. Well, you're sitting there looking really, really pretty.
Well, thank you. Wasn't trying hard.
Well, you don't try too hard because you mess with all that wonderful melanin, and you know what they say about this good hair black now. We hardly crack.
Well, we're excited
and for those of you
who joined us tonight, and so excited that we'll get to just talk more with you tonight. So you're looking good, sounding good, Tilted. We ready for the ride. We're going to do some more introduction for folks who are new to our friend and sister.
Yeah, well, we go back pretty much like babies and pacifiers, all three of us. Those of you who've been, hanging out with Tilted Halo and the tribe for some time, you'll remember Val Marie was a guest on our show some months ago, and I'm absolutely elated that my sister saw fit to reach out to the Unhinged Radio Show because we are America's trusted platform. So she can go ahead and talk about her upcoming projects. Now, again, y'all have already heard about the incidents of my thugging our sister Karen here when we were all in the choir together at our local church. Val Marie was also one of our favorite songstresses there in the choir. And when I tell you, sis can sing the paint off the walls, sure enough. And if memory serves correctly, I believe she did cause some things to fall off the wall a time or two in the sanctuary when she took command of the mic, sharing with us her anointed musical gift. So once again, Val, I want to thank you for joining us. And again, coming back to the platform, there's always a space for you here with your sisters on tonight.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I thank you for having me back.
Before we get into these questions tonight, Val, I want to go ahead and give you the opportunity to acknowledge anyone from your family, your friends, at this point, before we get into the meat of the conversation. Go ahead and give you a shout out, sis.
Okay, well, I'm always shouting out my family, so I'm sure some of them are online because it's just like that. Once I tell them I'm doing something, they right there supporting. And my son, oh my son, y'all, he is like a dream. And I say that because anything I need, he is right there by my side. Like he just said, I'm your assistant. He wear many hats. So, even when I had to do pictures and this, that, and the other, I don't have an entourage or anything. It's not even like that. But he's just right there to help you because you need help. Sometimes you just need that assistant, and you may not have one, but he is like Johnny on the spot. So I have to first shout out my son Anthony Jr. And then I want to shout out Paul Scott. This is my mentor. We went to high school together. The first time he heard me sing, I think I sang "Ain't No Mountain High Enough" on a stage, and I hit a note that this man jumped in the air. I didn't even know who he was, but I got to know him afterwards, and we from there years and years and years we've been like really working here and there on different things. I'll work on some of his projects. He work on some of mine, but he's my mentor, and he is what can I say? He is that one that gives me that push that I need when I need it. So he helps me to stay afloat. So Paul Scott, I call him P Scotty, but that's my boy right there. That is another one that I want to shout out. And hey, last but not least, like I should have said first and foremost, giving honor to God, who is the head of my life. I want to say, God has been good, and I pray. My prayer is always that the Lord will rest and rule in me. And one thing I could say, God has always met me right where I am. No matter what I'm going through in my life, God is always the one that I can depend on. So I don't want to go too further in that. Y'all know I could be long-winded. I'll just keep talking.
Well, that's quite all right, Val. You already know tonight is all about you, and anything you have to say, go ahead and feel free to flow and just share it, because you never know. You already know how it happens here on the platform. You might share something from Twitch your lips that singing a life-saving opportunity who might be listening in tonight. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into it. You mentioned where I made my initial encounter with tonight's guest together in music ministry, church. And I wanted to ask you, Miss Val Marie, how important is your ministry to?
Well, it's very important to me. God called all of us by name, and we have a choice to serve God or not serve God. So I choose to serve God. And with that said, I know that I'm responsible for what I put in people's spirit. So I choose to sing more of what thus says the Lord, and not so much of what's going on in the world. I mean, as they say, I've been there, done that. But what's most important is just making sure that the people get the message, and that's just really important to me. So yeah, my ministry is very important to me.
I know that's right. Now, I do have part to that question. It literally just came to mind as you were speaking. And I got to ask you this because it's a raw answer. Is doing ministry the way you've been doing, has it been a whole lot of fun?
Listen, I love what I do. I first and foremost love God, but I have a passion for singing, and I've had it all of my life that I know of. I think I said this before. I'll say it again because we more than likely there's some listeners on here that wasn't on before. But my mom says that when I was a baby and she would sing to me, that I would just be so into it, and I couldn't talk, but I would try to hum and coo, what the babies do, and I would try to sing along with her. So out of all of her kids, because my mom sings also, and out of all of her children that she sang to, I was the one that she knew was going to sing, because that took place. So yes. Yes.
All right. So there you have it. For those of you who are tuning in, you heard it from Val Marie herself. Ministry is actually fun. But then again, I think y'all are learning that as y'all continue to ride the joy tsunami with us here at the Unhinged Radio Show. Your ministry doesn't have to look like anyone else's. You don't have to beat somebody up in the head with. All you are required to do as you live out this walk of faith is show love, which is actually the first and greatest commandment that we receive as believers. But allow me to digress and toss the mic to Karen. Karen, do you have a question for tonight's guest?
We had the opportunity to have heard a little bit of a snippet in your intro from your upcoming holiday project. And so wondering if you could talk a little bit about that holiday, the Christmas project. Listen, we here on Unhinged, we call it what it is, okay? So it's a Christmas project. I know a lot of times we say holiday and it's like, which one? Because it's a lot of them. But can you can you talk to us a little bit about the Christmas project and that process, and what was maybe some of the favorite memories that you created by going through it?
Oh boy. Okay. Yes. Yes. The Christmas project. So I have always wanted to do a Christmas project, and I always wanted to. It's just been very important to me to do something with my mother and with my family. My uncle plays piano. He's been a musician all of his life. He's 90 years old now and still kicking it, as they say. He's still playing organ. He was the first one to get me up to sing in church. I'll tell us a small story about when we were in the junior choir at my church, New Eden Baptist Church at the time. Myself, my sisters, and other folk. And my sister was supposed to sing a song. Silver and Gold, I believe was the name of it. And she came down to sing the song and she just started crying. She couldn't sing it. She got shy. And my uncle pointed at me, you, come over here, come over here. And he wanted me to sing it. And I was so little that you could not see me. Like in the pews, you couldn't see me. I think I might have been 4 or 5. And so what they would have to do is put me on a chair, stand me on a chair so people could see me. And so I sang the song, and then that was that. But going back to the Christmas project, I always wanted to do something with my mother and my uncle. And so this year, I decided, my uncle is 90 years old. My mom is 87 years old. And come on, it's do it now. Now is the time, do it. Of course, I didn't have studio equipment and all that stuff before, so it was a little rough. Now I got it. All I have to do is bring them in here, get them in here, and we can get it going. So that's exactly what we did this year. And what was so special about it is that I was able to bring my entire family in. What we did was a birthday party recording session. And that was the way I got them to get here. I told them it's going to be my birthday party, but we were going to record it. And I wrote the song. The song is entitled Happy Holiday, and in parentheses, the family song. So we all came in, and it was a tough time. Oh my goodness. I mean, we was here from about 1 in the afternoon to about 1:30 in the morning trying to record everybody. And I mean, I got everybody. I got the little kids, I got my brother, I got my sisters, I got my cousins, my nieces, my nephew rapped. Oh, it's gonna be something else. I got my mom to sing her own part. I always wanted to do a rendition of Silent Night, and that is within the song. So my uncle and my mom is doing their part right there, and it was um it was a dream come true, and it was a beautiful thing. That's what I can call it. So that song is called Happy Holidays. Happy Holiday is what it is. And um I cannot wait for you guys to hear it. I wish I would have brought a little snippet of it, but the album, it's the EP itself will be out on November 25th, y'all. November 25th. It will be out on in all the digital stores. And you can get it then. I will be promoting some more to let you guys know. But November 25th, make sure you get this. I mean, it is such a fun Happy Holiday is a fun song that any family that is close and love holidays would be able to just get with this song. I also did a song entitled The Holy One. Um, the Holy One, what can I say about it? It's one of those songs that just came about and I fell in love with it. I got a little bit of uh I got beat up a little bit about it because someone else thought that it was, how can I say it? It wasn't the mainstream kind of a song. But I'm not a mainstream kind of a person. I do whatever God give me, and if I'm enjoying it, I'm hoping that somebody else somewhere else is going to enjoy it. And so come to find out, the song ended up being one of my favorites on the EP. It's 4 songs. Glory be to God, Oh Come All Ye Faithful. I did that a while back and we just brought it back with a more 2000 year 2000 kind of rendition. And then we did the Holy One and Happy Holidays. So we got 4 songs, and I'm just super excited. It wasn't the easiest thing for me to do, but we got it done, and I'm just super excited and can't wait to share it with you
That
all.
is beautiful. So super excited to hear that. You know, as we said, November 25th, that's Black Friday, y'all. So when we get
Yes, it is.
back from all of the shopping, and many of us put up our Christmas trees and decoration, usually that's sort of that super weekend where it's like we are getting into it. We're super excited for everybody who joined us. Listen, I love the point that you brought out where you were like, but you know, and the thought maybe, because I don't know if I agree with that you're not mainstream. But I love the thought that you brought up is that you're doing what God has told you to do. You know, you are supporting your creativity in the way that it's been given to you. And you know, a lot of times we remind folks the vision that God has given us wasn't a conference call. He told Val Marie what Val Marie was supposed to do, and then he
Exactly.
makes the ways and the highways and the ways for where these items are going to be. But we know that, you know, you started probably pre-pandemic, where you were starting to build the studio and get things in order. I know 2020 was one of those times where it was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And we are supporters here at Unhinged Radio Show Live for all creatives, all dreamers, for those who are kind of like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. So you're adding your voice to this testament and sharing your testimony of how this was a lifelong dream. Just kind of gives us all of the feels in that. But as you're talking about your artistry, and you might have said something before that was a little bit to answer this question a little bit, but how would you describe your artistry and how it comes about? So whether mainstream or not, how do you describe what your music ministry is?
My music ministry to me is again very important because I'm doing the work of the Lord. It's not about me at all. I just want to be able to put that message out there. Whatever God give me, I want to put it out there. I know when the first song that I ever, gospel song that I ever wrote, well, let's see. He gave me a few songs in one night. And, it was like I was kind of stunned because I had been praying to be able to write gospel. But at one point I didn't write gospel. It didn't come to me just naturally, like to me right then and there. I can just write a gospel song. But I prayed about it and he gave me like 3 songs in one night. And so I wrote them down real fast. I mean, and they were coming so fast, and would have to keep a tape recorder by my bed because they were coming, and I could hum the song at least in the tape recorder so I could remember it, because you groggy, you sleep. I would dream songs, he'd give me songs as I'm falling asleep. And so yeah, I don't even forgot what the question was, but
I love it. We got lost in your story as well too, and just how you described your type of music. And so I love it that you shared just a little bit about how you started and how you came back to that gospel root. So love that. Tilted, you want to jump in here with a question?
Yes.
I can think up all the time.
Now now y'all already know I like to shake things up a little bit. That's why my halo stay on tilt. All that swag. I got to ask the questions so we can have this here discussion with our good girlfriend Val Marie on tonight. And we've heard this conversation throughout our lifetimes at least, and I know it's been held many times before. We've heard the discussion about December 25th actually not being the official Christmas or the day the Christ was born. So I wanted to ask you, Val Marie, and you could chime in on this one too, Karen. How do you feel about December 25th not actually being the date Christ was born?
Oh, okay, yeah. And I went over a lot of that as I was writing writing the songs that I wrote for this Christmas project. So I know it's confusing. The date of December 25th was made up by man because there was no specific date to go by. So, the main reason though is celebrating his birth and the that he was born and he died just for us. It's about celebrating. It's not really, about the date, but people get wrapped up in that. And sadly, this date to celebrate his birth has become so commercial that people think it's more about them than it is about him. Like in one of my songs, it's actually a conversation about that, about Jesus being the reason for the season and not us. But anyway, the date is superficial and counterfeit, but Jesus, he's real. He's real. And he's worthy to be praised. So that's what I feel about the 25th. But I read about a few things that people said, but sometimes you just have to, go with the flow of what's in your heart and how you feel. And that's how I feel. I feel like December 25th is a date, but it's not about the date. It's about celebrating Christ. You know, the fact that he was born and he died for us. And, you know, we can celebrate him. He's worthy to be praised.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, I know the three of us here on the platform tonight are absolutely of the tribe. We celebrate him daily.
That's right. That's exactly what I was saying to a friend of mine. Like, we celebrate him on Christmas, but really he's worthy to be celebrated every single day and every moment of your life. You know, so yeah, I agree with you on that.
So wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything to add to this conversation, Karen?
You know, I'm right here with you. You know, I'm here for any celebration, and especially when we get to celebrate the love of Christ. That is just something that, listen, it's what the world needs more of now. We need to be celebrating it on November 15th and December 1st and December. Honey, we might see less of the news that we see now if we took more time to celebrate the love of Christ. So y'all know I'm here for it. I don't have a problem with it not being the day, because just like many of us, I know the three of us, we celebrate our birthdays on more than one day, and don't nobody for us.
That's right.
So we're gonna put it right out there. Listen,
that's right.
We have a month or more of joy tsunami when it comes to birthdays here. Yes. So why not for Christ? I promise I'm here for all of the celebrations. Love it.
Yeah. I agree.
I know. Also, check it out. You know, I gotta go there because you know it's born in September. Word on the street is that Jesus is Virgo.
Come on.
Explain a lot. It sure would.
Well, I'm saying because that would be the perfect time for them to walk from all them thousands of miles to another place to where the Christ child was born. It had to be warm for them to be out there on donkey back. They was on donkey back.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't no snow, it wasn't no hail, no sleet. From at least the way the story has been shared or at least brought down through the years and presented to us in this generation, right? We don't hear nothing. So yeah, I like to stick with the notion that Jesus was a Virgo.
We gonna go with Natural D. I mean, he flipped tables, so I say that is a lot. That's my whole.
That's Virgo behavior. That's Virgo behavior. That's all I'm gonna have to say. We ain't gonna say nothing. We just gonna be quiet. We're gonna be the smoothest one in the room. You may not even notice us because we off in the cut, observing everything, taking notes on people, just getting our read on. Shout out to the Virgo Nation. But then the next thing you know, if something going wrong, something going, you know, it ain't right, we fitting to turn up and tear up in Jesus' name.
All right now.
This is your PSA. So if y'all didn't know before, now you know. That part.
Now you know. But thank God I've come to a place in my life where I'm now warring in prayer and not with my hands. Can we say praise God for deliverance?
For that.
So Val Marie, you know, I got this question for you about hymns. I know this is something that I've heard even in our local church, where hymns are not necessarily sung as often as they used to be. And Christmas carols are sort of like hymns. I want to know, how do you feel about hymns?
I love hymns. I love hymns from the time I was little to all the way these 50 some odd years. I love hymns. Hymns will never be old to me. These are the songs that get you through situations. You know, if I can name a few or sing a few, like pass me,
waiting for you,
oh, gentle Savior, hear my humble cry. While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. You know what I mean? Those are the songs. Yeah. I need thee, oh, I need thee. every hour I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to, and another one, to thee, Jesus, Jesus. Karen, I heard you sing this song one day. Come on, sing it with
So
me.
did. Precious Jesus. Wait, now I forget the words now.
How
How
I
I prove to trust you more. Jesus, Jesus, my precious Jesus. I thank you for the grace to trust you more. Listen,
and
it's
my
so
hope
sweet.
is built
Oh,
on
glory.
nothing less. Right? The words, just the lyrics itself. My hope is built on nothing
In
Jesus
Jesus'
blood
blood.
and righteousness.
Yes.
Did not trust the sweetest frame, but
Oh, glory.
wholly lean on Jesus' lane.
Listen.
On Christ the solid rock I stand, all of the ground. Come on, Nikita. Is sinking sand.
Blessed assurance.
All of the ground is sinking sand.
One
I love
more,
hymns, y'all.
more.
Don't get me started. I love hymns. Yes, I think that hymns are.
But see, I was getting ready to chirp one of my favorites.
Go ahead.
Do it. Do it.
I
I
could go
got
the
one of
whole
my
night
favorites.
singing.
Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. I'm an heir of salvation, purchased of love, born of his spirit, washed in his blood. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior. Hey, all right, we're about to have choir
All
rehearsal
the
on
day
the Unhinged Radio Show.
long. This is my story. This is my song. Praising
Praising
my
My
my Savior
Savior,
all
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 day
day
long.
long.
I try to slow it down.
Yes,
Our
yes.
screaming
Yes,
could
I
all
love
fell
the
out.
hymns.
Listen, don't get us started. You know we got the choir, the whole choir right here.
Listen,
That's right.
flip parts and sections in the choir stand, but as you hear, we all, every last one of us, love to use our voice as a tool to share God's love. I want to go ahead and say thank you all for continuing to hang on in here with us at the Unhinged Radio Show Live. You've been listening to my Tilted Halo, my good girlfriend Karen Sims of Twisted Threads, and our lovely guest songstress on tonight, the beautiful Miss Val Marie Higginbottom. We've been talking to you all and talking with our sister about her life of love and her passion for her ministry of song, her gift of song. And we've been talking about her upcoming project, which is being released on all streaming platforms November 25th, which is Black Friday. Karen already gave y'all the instructions and then told y'all what to go ahead and do. Call your mama, aunt, cousin, uncle, all of them, the cousins that you don't talk to half the time. Reach out to them and tell them what they need to do. Val Marie, can you tell our listeners where they can connect with you on social media?
Okay, yes. So I'm a big Facebook person as far as the social media. I'm not real good with social media, but we have facebook.com Val Marie Official. That is my music page. You will get most of the updates of what's going on with me. And then I am on Instagram.com as well, as Val Marie Higginbottom, just as my name is. And if you wanted to contact me for anything, and I don't mind coming out singing at your functions. I have not done that. That is something that that I have a heart for. I'm not one of those people that that want to charge money and all that kind of stuff. I just enjoy being able to give that message, put that message out there. So if you want to contact me, redane930@gmail.com is my Gmail. You can contact me about any function that you may be having, even with Christmas coming up. And I have the new project. I want to sing my songs, y'all. Call me. Call me. I don't want to sound like I'm begging, but yeah, I will be more than happy to come out and sing some songs at your Christmas party, at your Christmas play, during intermission, whatever. Just give me a call, or give me a email. Send me an email at redane930@gmail.com. And that's how you can reach out to me if you needed to.
And that's what's up. That's what's up. I see that time is moving merrily along, and we're going to slide into a quick break. Karen, I believe we have a nice treat for our guests to enjoy during tonight's break. So Karen wears many hats. Not only does she keep me sane, she helps me with these buttons. So Karen, go on, do what you do, Maestro.
We gonna press some buttons right now, and y'all enjoy.
When Jesus sacrificed on the cross, it was God's love made manifest. His amazing love justifies our lives and gives us hope for the future. God has a perfect plan in place for the human race. He saved us, and he didn't let us die. Though we can't repay the price for his sacrifice, we worship, we celebrate, and we praise his holy name. Oh, how he loves us. Neither height nor depth or anything can separate us. Now I am differently and wonderfully made, a new creation. The old is passed away. I am loved, and I know I don't deserve it, but great is your faithfulness. You give me beauty for ashes. Oh, thank you for everything. You see, it's not what the world says about us. It's what God says we are. We are free in Christ by the blood and cross of Jesus. God is love, and he requires and desires for us to love him and to love others as we love ourselves. By grace, we have been saved through faith. This does not come from us, but is God's gift to us. God loves us. He came that we may have life more abundantly. This is what he says. And there's no greater love. Oh, yeah. My God says. Even in my struggles, even in my pain, even in my
All right now. Y'all got that whole video with some familiar faces. Shout out to the video girl, Tilted. If you didn't recognize in the beautiful, lovely lavender purple ensemble and on the background vocals, we love it when we say literally that this is family. This is
Yeah.
what we mean, that we get to stay connected and celebrate each other with the successes that we're having. Listen, I enjoyed that. I was just rocking over here. Was y'all rocking?
Yeah, I was right.
Listen. Yeah, I was listening and rocking to it like I had not already heard it at least 11 times. And I want to go ahead and
I said, you talking about you hearing it 11 times. I was rocking too. You know how many times I heard it.
Girl,
That's not
listen,
even that's before it was even put out there.
And that's super exciting.
Well, look, I want to go ahead and give a huge shout out to our tribe mate, that boy AP. Y'all get to listen to our brother, the only king who sits on the Tilted Halo tribe with us when the tribe gets together and hosts its tribunal. Yes, our brother is immensely gifted in the areas of the media arts, as well as what he does in the field of entertainment. So, of course, I want to go ahead and give him and pay him his honor because it's due. He made us look real good, and he brought your vision to life like no one else could, Val.
Oh my goodness. When I tell you, I had some issues with the person that was supposed to do it before I got AP to do it. When I tell you, I called AP and I asked him if he could help me out. I told him my vision, and when we got to the area where we did the video, he just took it and ran with it. And it was like every bit and piece that he did was what I wanted, was what was my vision. And when I say this guy is gifted and just humble and just a good guy, all around good guy, he helped me so tremendously when I really didn't know what I was going to do after I did not have anybody else with the mishap. But yes, AP, shout out to AP. Shout out to AP. This guy is all of that. And I tell you, if I could have had him to do my Christmas video, and he's such a busy guy, but if I could have had him to do the Christmas video, listen, let me tell you, next year you might get the video from the song that was this year. You might get the video next year because we'll have time to do something.
Right? It seems like we've all been booked and busy. So I want to go ahead and turn the dial because it's getting ready to get real litty up in here. You know what time it is? Let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat. Yeah, it is time for us to point our remote controls at the TV screen. Merrily, find something to stream. And if you're not in front of a television, you might have been sitting in front of a movie screen somewhere around these here parts, especially this past weekend. I just want to go ahead and say thank you, Karen, for this wonderful suggestion for conversation on tonight. We're going to have a brief dialogue about the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
And as we call it, Black Panther 2.
Black Panther 2. Black Panther 2. And it says here that the sequel demolished the record for a November opening in North America, soaring past the previous high water mark of 158 million set by the Hunger Games Catching Fire. So not once, we had to do twice because the movie was just so nice. People flocked to the movie theaters en masse on this past weekend. I know I was part of the crowd. Karen, were you part of that crowd too?
I mean, I was part of the crowd. I had to leave early on Friday. Don't tell them. Well, listen, I work 80 hours the rest of the week. So I left on time so that we could catch that 441. Because listen, this movie was almost 3 hours. So
Can we talk about that?
I couldn't go in regular time, or I would miss more than needed to. I'm of a certain age. I need a matinee to last 3 hours. Okay,
girl, can we talk about that? Now, Val, have you had an opportunity to view the movie just yet?
I have not. I'm so sad that I didn't get to go the first weekend, but
Don't worry.
some things going on, but I'm getting there. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I am getting there. Definitely
and they
getting
still
there.
counting dollars. They still counting dollars. So literally,
They still add up. Yes,
dollar counts. Listen. So 2 hours and 41 minutes of actual action, to be exact. And I think we got to start at the beginning. One, the money that this movie brought in. When we talk about Hunger Games, Catching Fire, that was back in 2013. So y'all, that was 10 years ago that held the top spot for a November opening. But the biggest thing is this, we're going to celebrate because this movie was going on all around the world. I saw pictures of the premiere in Africa. And listen, don't believe the hype when y'all see them We Hungry videos, okay? Because our African brothers and sisters was coming through with all of the bling, all of the natural garb, and all of the absolute beauty as they celebrated the film. Now, we're going to get right into it now that we got all of the things out the way. Support. It's a good movie. I feel like, Tilted, we need to start at the beginning. There was a little bit of a tribute because they had to put a nod in the movie to our boy Chadwick Boseman, the original Black Panther. That part right there. Yeah. And I think I was in my feelings for the rest of the movie because all I kept thinking was, it just ain't another one like him. You see him on screen and it's like, look at this beautiful human smiling, just all the ways that we want to remember him. So I appreciate the tribute that they had going on. Like, whoa, I promise. Somebody said they had to go to the 12:15 show because listen, like I said, the way
we ain't giving up too many spoilers. AP. I see you in the comment section. We're not gonna do that to the people, but I think it's been broadly televised in our many media outlets that they were going to find a way to pay tribute to Chadwick Boseman in his passing with Wakanda Forever. I see also in the comments, and I believe you've already said it, Karen, this was a long movie. All right. And Elise, I see you, sis. I went to see the matinee myself. I went to the 11:20 a.m. showing to ensure that I did not make the decision to take a after church nap while I was viewing the movie. I have to be honest because, transparent is part of what, Tilted Halo does. I got to be honest. I kind of dozed off a couple times, y'all. But the spirit of Wakanda rose up in me. Huh?
I dozed one time. That's
it was twice for me. Again, we some queen agers, and we be needing that. Let me just say,
it wasn't.
No,
to me,
we were just tired.
We busy in these streets. I need you to know.
Well, I just need a nap at all times. More often than not, when y'all see me ripping and running out here in these streets, I'm gonna need you to know it only takes me 10 minutes of stillness to be passed out like I'm in my bed underneath all my blankets with all of my pillows. I need you to understand. So yes, for those of you who are listening, that's the only spoiler we're gonna give you. If you can pass out in no time flat, get you some nose, get you a Red Bull. Still got the 5-hour energy drink, and I see a lot of the younger folks like to drink them Monster energy drinks. They come in all the sizes and all the flavors. Get you one, and then head on down to the movie theater and go see Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
That part.
Well, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah. Don't drink no water either.
Yeah, don't get that. You gotta time that just
Have
right.
your popcorn with, have your if you a woman or man of a certain age, and definitely stay. Okay, listen. Some of y'all are not Marvel movie. Me and my boo, we watch all superhero movies, so we done already seen Black Adam. We don't see if it's a superhero in it. We don't, except for that Doctor Strange, because it was something I felt. Yeah, I'm not. Anyway, that's
and your Shana said no.
My Shana said more than no, but we're gonna go with that one right there because we ain't bringing nothing home with us that ain't supposed to come. That part.
Okay.
But stay past the credits for those of you who are newbies or don't really know the Marvel culture. And somebody said, don't like they, I don't know if they were teasing, but I saw in somebody's comments, they was like, it ain't no need to stay past the credits. You first of all,
they some haters.
The outro song had me in every kind of tears. Okay, I was not expecting that at all. I don't know why that song evoked all kinds of emotions in me, but it was just like, oh my goodness! I don't know if I was crying because the movie was over or what. I really was. I really was, and you can't really explain that because then they got little kids there, and they like, mommy, what's wrong with her? That part. But I was so overtaken with emotion. One, because they did that thing there. Now, 3-hour-long movie, they came through there, all types of thought. You go, I almost missed it. Listen, I need you to know. You got to go in there and know we stay. Here's the ticket. When you go to a Marvel movie, sit still until the lights come on. That is the only way to know that you didn't miss anything. And you might see a name that you never knew you were supposed to see. Because listen, this movie was filmed in about 6 different places with 6 different, they got paychecks, y'all. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to hit a camera behind the camera, or can I be on the, what's the crew? The food crew. What they call?
The sound crew.
I could do the boom crew. I got experience in this. Listen.
You could do what is the hospitality or craft services?
That's it. Craft services. I'm gonna bring some mac and cheese down there, and my name gonna be in the next Black Panther movie.
What is that, Val? What you got to say?
I have a question. Since we're talking about the critics, and I'll ask it real quick. Why don't people stay? When they go to a concert, why don't they do the standing ovation and wait a while and bring the people back out? They don't do that anymore. I don't understand it.
They don't. I don't know.
At the movie theater, they leave before the credits is over. You go to a concert, Patti LaBelle up there singing, or whomever may be singing, CeCe Winans or whatever. They'll come back out if you let them. But if you're just gonna leave after the last I don't know. That's a pet peeve I have.
I agree with you. Now, I got to put this out there, too, because Roy, welcome. I'm so happy to meet you. You put a good thing on there. It's always great to hear the music of the soundtrack. Like, I promise you, we're all musicians and we're a part of different projects. I know people, listen, we had Rasheen Pugh here last week. He got movies in the soundtrack. He might not care because it's been a lot of films at this point. But I want to know if there's a song. I want to hear the notes. I want to know who sang it. I want to know who all is behind that. And sometimes it'll cause us to go out and get more sales for the music, buy the action figures. I don't think we call them dolls no more, but the action figures, go out and get the Wakanda Forever t-shirt. Like, all of the merchandising is not just as you're sitting there in a movie. Other things come from around that. So you bring a great big point up, Val, with saying that. We got sat down sometimes. Plus, the way that these budgets work and these tickets go on sale, I need you to sit down. Wait till the cleaning people come so you can get your money's worth. I'm just saying.
That's right.
Get your money's worth.
Absolutely. And it's similar in what you just said. What we did tonight is a perfect example. We played Val Marie's video for I Am Loved. And what did I do immediately after it ended? I included the people in the credits. You'd be amazed about how many people in creative connective circles actually have done some major work in big ticket films. And I don't know about, but I know it does my heart a whole lot of joy when I'm able to see my friends' names rolling in the credits, because at the end of the day, I think that see the pretty part, integrated and it for big screen DVD streams, but the hard work. No, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, I'm unfroze now. I got all these screens. I'm unfroze. Work actually goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's always so much going on. When we think about, like you said, the attention span, what people are doing, they're on to their next thing. But we got to give the full attention in time. Why? Because it's so much that goes into people sharing their craft. But we just wanted to, spend a few minutes, one, laugh and celebrate the joy, that Wakanda type joy, Wakanda forever. There may or may not be Black Panthers that show up, but I'm gonna say this: I love the representation that was on the screen, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. I enjoy seeing so many different faces. I promise you, black, brown, white, in between, you name it, they were on there. This was literally they had the United Nations, so you could imagine all of the different cultures and people and races that were all connected. And so really appreciated that. A lot of stuff came out of it. Marvel sometimes make you think, because you like, well, if we did this in real life, how would life be if we could ... So all of those super exciting points. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you've seen it, go ahead and see it again, because I promise, I know I said that we never did really, certain movies we get into and then we're on to the next movie. This is one, it's gonna be here for a little while. So if you got something to do for the next 2 weekends, go ahead on and throw your money over there, and no water, drink your popcorn, eat your popcorn.
Thank
don't
you.
drink no water. Don't drink no water.
Thanks for telling me that. and thanks for telling me about the time.
All of it. Yeah, because you're gonna need all of that, Val. I promise you. So look, I wanna throw a head nod to a movie that I found on one of these streaming networks here in my household. I actually really enjoyed a movie called Where the Crawdads Sing. Oh. Yes. I actually believe it is #1 on its streaming platform right now. I don't want to go ahead and give the streaming network a shout out, sending us no check yet. But I will tell you that it is one of the more commonly known and used and password shared streaming app that we have available to us today. The story was really great. I don't know, maybe I was able to connect with the main character in the movie because she was a young lady who was basically abandoned by her family at a very young age. And you got to see her coming of age story where she basically lived in an area where she's actually instructed by her siblings, if she ever was to run into any trouble or feel unsafe, she was supposed to go run and hide herself where the crawdads sing. So all the stars, 2 thumbs up to the movie Where the Crawdads Sing. Is there anything that you've enjoyed recently, Karen?
I can't believe it's Tuesday again. I didn't do too much stream. Y'all know I'm streaming that Reasonable Doubt. That's all I got to say. Cause my what we gonna call him? I gotta be respectful because I got a fiance now. But that wonderful specimen of a gentleman, Michael Ealy, is in the movie, and if he is in the movie, you already know I'm watching and drooling. That's all we're gonna say on that. And I watched the season finale. So I'm working on this. Y'all praying for me? Listen, I don't always know how to act. Say the prayer so we can make it to the altar. Anyway, ain't no telling. It was good. It has been a good series. I love it because they portray African American family with all of the woes, the ups and downs, the real life things in a corporate setting. Michael Ealy playing a crazy man again. You gotta love it. He played Oscar. He could play a crazy man. Y'all know he played crazy man with Janet Jackson too, but that's a whole nother story. I need him to be a nicer young man on television. Like he always in some type of trouble. But that was my take. I think it's worth the watch for those who are into season finales or watching series all together. I think the full season of Reasonable Doubt is in there. The full season of Handmaid's Tale. Now I need you to know I had to break up, so I'm a switch now. Handmaid's Tale. I had to break my watching because this season has been so lovely and not a lot of like crazy stuff happened. And then of course for the finale, they gotta like punch you in the face because it's Handmaid's Tale. And honey, they had me all over the place. The challenge was my dear Alfred, y'all pray for him. That's the fiance. He happened to catch while I was watching, and you know how you get too far into something, you're just not turning it off. That's where he was. Yes. He's never watched Handmaid's Tale and is watching the season finale of season whatever number we in right now. Didn't have a clue. Honey, I'm sitting here and I walked away. He was like, they got somebody here with a baby, and I'm literally jumping up and down. Don't, our men folk may or may not get as excited on these things. And I was like, oh my goodness. So now he traumatized from Handmaid's Tale, and he had questions.
You traumatized him?
Yeah, I had. So be careful when you're merrily moving down the stream who all is in your vicinity, because it might be a longer situation than you intended for it to be. So y'all send a prayer for Alfred. He got questions about the Handmaid's Tale. Of course, all of this he's watching right after the end of the elections last week. So
Lord, you took that man through.
That wasn't my fault. But it made a little bit more sense for some of the selections that happened to end up in the winner's circle in real life when he watched these fictional characters. So those are what I've been streaming down. I almost was like, I haven't been streaming anything, and then I forgot about that poor story. And
Girl, we can't forget about the Handmaid's Tale ever. We've been riding with them since they first came out. Is there anything that you've been watching, Val? Is there anything that you've been watching, Val?
Nope. I'm the simple watch TV, whatever is on cable. I'm not streaming. I've never been a great big movie person, to tell you the truth. I'm happy in my studio and I'll watch football with my husband and my son. Nothing. I watch 911 on Monday. That's date night for me and hubby. That's it. That's pretty much it. I'm just not really into TV like that.
Listen,
whatever I put the channel to, yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, you keep right on ahead working on them movie soundtracks and those television show soundtracks because I definitely see that happening for you in your very near future, sis. I want to go ahead and turn the dial up a little bit higher, and we fixing to take it there with that round table discussion. You know what it is.
Ready?
What's going on, Karen?
What's really going on?
What's really going on?
What's really going on? Listen. Are we ready for the remix yet? I don't know.
Hey,
What's really going on today?
I'll be writing for you.
What's really going
I'm gonna
on?
write the remix.
I love it. Yes, we looking for it. We gonna
get us a jangle. We're gonna get us a jangle for these segment intros. We're gonna get we working on these things, y'all. Yeah, I know y'all sick of me trying to beat backs in this here J Lab mic that I'm talking to y'all on tonight. But there's so much that we could talk about tonight. I gotta get into it because I feel a laugh in the pit of my shanana right now, and we already see that the powers that be have already done what it is they know how to do in this capitalist society. We have bypassed the eatingest holiday of the year to go ahead and display the Merry Christmas thing. So right now we want to go ahead and back it on up and talk about Thanksgiving and the Thanksgiving rules. And I believe that we have a list of the do's and the do nots for your friend and family celebrations. Karen, what is it that we supposed to do and the not to do at these celebrations?
Listen, I need y'all to get in the comments right now because y'all got do's and do nots, okay? We want to remind you that if you are bringing new booze to Thanksgiving, announce them before they show up. That's rule number 1, okay? Don't bring nobody that grandma ain't never seen before. Now we got to stop because we got to go do a full background check. And people. You know how long the answer to that could go. Okay, so that's number 1. If you decide to bring new booze, make sure that they clear. Here's the flip side of that. If you decide to bring the stale boo that we done already said we don't like them, we ain't really cool with it. We heard some things that maybe we ready to puff up, and it might cause drama at the dinner table to cause maybe some of that macaroni and mashed potato to go to the other side. Leave they tail at home. We ain't got time for that. Bring them a plate. Approved. Just let them know the elders have approved you to bring 1 plate instead of bringing the drama to the place. Okay, so that's them the 2 things. Number 3, if you have never made macaroni and cheese that was acceptable at your house by somebody who don't know you, afraid of you, your husband or your boo don't count. They got to say they like your mac and cheese or they might not never eat again. That part right there. So if you are not a mac and cheese aficionado, that means if you only put 1 kind of cheese in there, don't you bring that mac and cheese over here. If you go try to test out a new recipe, test it at home, and let some people, again, if the mailman to eat your cooking, see what his response is before you bring it to Aunt Sally's house, because they're going to throw you out. You already know you come through there with some buttered noodles and cheese, it's going to be a problem, okay? What else? No new food. We done just said, you want to try a new recipe? Try it on Sunday, okay? Don't try it on Thursday. What you got, Tilted?
Listen, I just want to go ahead and say to you all, make sure if you've been asked to say the prayer over the meal, make sure that you are not breaking out an entire sermon. You've got a bunch of hungry folks sitting around the table. We taking and whiffing the ham, and we whiffing the collard greens, and we got turkey, beans, greens, potatoes, yams, ham. And you man, listen, don't you preach no sermon when you supposed to be doing the blessing over the Thanksgiving meal.
I feel attacked right now.
Everybody should already be prayed up. Everybody should have accepted salvation. They saved already before they get there. Now is not the time. We would like to consume our food while it is warm. Karen, am I in your backyard right now?
No, you right all up in my face. You in my face right now. I am banned from Thanksgiving prayer. Just so we clear, I'm no longer allowed to pray because they be like, "Oh no, first of all, we're not holding hands that long while you do all of that." You know, Giving honor to God, all of that. It's pray over the food, not the whole nation. And sometimes I
get up.
You know, so I pray for everybody in the whole wide world. So it's like, Lord, bless this food and bless everybody who don't have food. And then Lord, bless the ones that got a little bit of food and bless the ones that got a lot of food so that they don't eat too much food. I'm trying to cover everybody. So I'm gonna start praying now, and then by next week I should be good to just pray over the ham, turkey, mashed potatoes, and rolls. I should be good by next week. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to give you my Joshua face. Listening to
Joshua
pray for 5 hours.
Joshua don't even have a face. Joshua get up and leave. He be like, "Oh Lord," he like, "I'm gonna be outside. Somebody bring me a plate." You know, all of those things.
Don't you do it. We want something still coming up off our mashed potatoes and collard greens by the time the prayer is through. All right. And Natural said, leave the spirit of Deacon Brown at home.
We got a couple more tips. Somebody said, do not start making your take-home plate as soon as you get in the door. Everybody got to eat. That's right. Everybody got to eat. So don't.
Shout out to you, Elise. That's right.
That's a rule.
Everybody got to get one plate before we leave the building. Okay. You got anything to add to this list of Thanksgiving notes?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to add anything that you don't want done at the Thanksgiving celebration?
Hell no.
All right, I think
we got it covered.
I got one more. If you dated him and your cousin dated him, don't bring him to the family gathering so that we try to figure out who belong to who. Okay, so
we need the house to still be standing.
That part, because we're gonna need to switch around the place settings to make sure everybody is. I don't know, if you say you making turkey, it better be the whole bird. Now, see, I'll tell y'all the real. Call me. I'll tell y'all the real stories. But listen, it's certain things that everybody can't make. So sometimes, we gotta assign things because we don't want to eat from what you cooking. I done said too much already. All right, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Also remember, no raisins in the stuffing, no raisins in none of the pasta. Raisins should only show up in ambrosia and fruit cake, I think, or if you're making a carrot cake. Them the only times raisins coming through, okay? If you buying store-bought, at least zhuzh it up with something. Put some Lowry, some Mrs. Dash. Oh, wait, they not
paprika, paprika. Make it look like you did something.
Don't you bring no light-skinned food nowhere. That's all I'm gonna put. I'm not eating no light-skinned food at all. I want all my food colorful, okay? So that means cut up some red and green peppers. Act like you know how to do something. Or bring the ice, the Hawaiian rolls, the soda, water, or the cranberry sauce. Them is your
napkins and the napkins and
we need take-home plates, Val. So if you gonna bring the take-home plate, smoke paprika. That woman know how to cook. You better tell it.
Yeah, she put that good stuff on there. So yes, moving right along. I know it is the season of Thanksgiving, but you already know we got to take a pause for everyone's cause. And I noticed we have quite a few people out here in these comment streets. Thank you for your engagement. What's up, Rhonda? We see you. Good looking out, Aaron. Good looking out, Elise. And those of you who are listening in on YouTube, I want to go ahead and ask y'all, go ahead and sign up for StreamYard so we can see exactly who you are. Your comment may actually show up on the screen on tonight. See, I know who that is. This Facebook user whose comment that we're viewing, that's Elise right there. But Elise, baby, go on and get the StreamYard. It's free. Because y'all are co-hosting with us a little bit on tonight as well. And, I'm providing the perfect segue because I turn down a little bit before reflections of purpose come behind us and turn up just before we take it out on tonight. It is a season of Thanksgiving, and yes, we've shared a lot of laughter on tonight. It's a whole joy tsunami in the building. You know what it is. But it's also the season where many of us have to deal with loss in our lives. So I want to go ahead and take the time to make a space for every last one of us here on the platform, as well as those of you who are in the comments, to go ahead and list the name of at least one person who is near and dear to you that has crossed on over to the other side, who's no longer here with us to celebrate the holidays. Now, since I done kicked this particular door off the hinges, I guess I will go ahead and start first. I want to go ahead and say thanks God and offer thanksgiving for the life of my mother, the late, great hippie princess herself, the beautifully stunning Liberta Irby. That's right, my mother, Miss Liberta. I lost her at the height of COVID. This is actually my second year. I'm going through the Thanksgiving holiday season without her. And I promise you, my mama could sure enough make some macaroni and cheese. And I know I get in the kitchen every single year and I strive to copy her recipe. And I must say, Lene ain't dead. So I must be doing something quite right. And I was able to pass that recipe on to Linnea last year as I was handing her the family recipe. So I want to go ahead and acknowledge my mother, Liberta Irby, and my father, the late, great Reverend Douglas Williams. I want to go ahead and toss the mic to you, Val. Is there anyone that you want to go ahead and acknowledge?
Oh, so many. But of course, my sister, Lynn McAllister, she was the life of every holiday get-together, family get-together we had. She's been now deceased for 12 years. It don't even seem like it. But I dedicated my project, this holiday project. I dedicated it to all of my loved ones that are gone on. So yeah, my sister Lynn, my aunt Ruth, she was like our matriarch. And of course, my dad. I miss my dad so much. So there's so many that I can name, and I know you said just one or two or whatever, but yeah, there's just so many. But mainly my sister Lynn. That was my she was my right. I was the right arm, and she was the left arm. So yeah, we was like that. We was thick as thieves, as they say. So yeah, I miss her, and I miss her being around for the song that we did, the family song that we did. So yep. But I have her children on there, and her husband is also on there. So yeah, I'm sure she was probably right there in the midst of us while we were recording.
You know, her spirit was definitely through the voices and the lives of her children, as well as her husband. Karen, is there anyone you want to go ahead and acknowledge?
Well, y'all know I'm always acknowledging my mom who has passed, Linda Perry Sims. Just all things holiday. Like this was her time of the year, so definitely always remember her when we have an opportunity to get together and count all these grandkids that I blame her for sending. Since she's been in heaven, I think the preschool section is a little empty. That's all I'm gonna say on that. Also remembering my uncle David Perry and my aunt Marie Perry as well. Forgot to put her in the chat. And one of our matriarchs, Evelyn Lou Poindexter. And so our AV Lou, we would go and cram into a a 3-bedroom apartment in the projects when we would grow up. But honey, let me tell you something about that turkey and dressing that would come out of that little oven filled with love. And so I am grateful to have been a part of each of their legacies and what I continue to carry. So, and God bless all of you who I know during this time of year is difficult, mothers and fathers and sisters and aunties, and even the numbers that have continued to grow. We wanted to take this moment to honor those who have fed us, not just in the physical, but fed our legacy, fed our dreaming, fed our creativity in so many different ways, and to give us a moment, not to make anybody sad or to make us cry, but to remember the great legacy that we're all carrying on the inside of us. And this holiday season, we do still get to honor them. We ain't got to forget them because they're not physically here. We get to carry them with us. So love all of that. I love it.
That's right. Yeah, man. And of course, I'm looking here in the comments section and I see that Natural D has posted that she is thankful for her ancestors. I see that our friend Roy has, thoughts and prayers for all family and friends we have lost. And I really want to go and give a specific shout out to my coworker and newfound friend, brother in the grocery store land. My brother James Turner, he strolled through here, and what y'all don't know, he's also a podcaster himself and has offered me some assistance whenever I need him to resolve whatever sound issues. I bounce ideas off of him because we go ahead, and he recently lost his mother. And they just held a candlelight vigil for her. So I just want to go ahead and give you a huge shout of love on tonight, James. I would describe this gentleman as a gentle giant. It's the best way to describe him. I also see that Elise has posted memories, love-felt memories for her mother, Valletta Peppers. And Miss Valletta with the pies in the trunk of the car. Yes.
The original Sunday dinner hustler.
Yes. We come out the church house and Miss Valletta would be like, I got them pies, come get you one. And we would pull all the way up. So she is definitely missed. Her laughter and her dance. Oh my goodness. She full of life. And also we see she's posted her thoughts and prayers for Phyllis Harris, the best mother in love in the world. And of course, her father, her dad, William Colvin, who was her favorite guy. Part of us doing this, thank you for noting that, Karen, is I want to make sure that every one of you make sure you make time and space to talk about those you've lost. It is actually very important for your mental health. I had went to a seminar some years ago, and I had learned in that particular seminar that venting is healthy. So if you want to talk to somebody about somebody you might be missing, you got Tilted Halo sitting here. You got Karen Sims, Twisted Threads sitting here. You got Val Marie Higginbottom. And I believe at this point, there's about 367 people that are members of the Tilted Halo, the Unhinged with Tilted Halo group. And I can tell you there are some amazing people that I'm pretty sure that will be available to listen and hear you out as your memories are flowing through your hearts and minds. One of my favorite coaches is also in the building, our good sister friend, Dr. Lamar Renee Delmore Spencer. Girl, we don't even know who you are today because Facebook had did you dirty and changed your name. We know her here at the show as Dr. Spencer. And of course, y'all are going to be seeing and hearing from her again right soon, because we got to come back and have that a discussion about that book project and bring in a few more authors to the platform to discuss their writings. I don't want to belabor the hour. You already know what it is. We are getting ready to experience and receive some mighty powerful nuggets from our very own in-house master life coach, Karen Sims of Twisted Threads. Go ahead, Karen, take it away.
You know, I want to remind you every time I come here, we've got a title, we've got a focus, a topic that we talk about, and today is no different. Our focus today is to remind you to embrace the grace. Real simple. Listen, this next week might be a breeze for you. It might be a breeze for everyone you know, but perhaps it might also be a challenge when we are juggling and managing work-life harmony. I never call it a balance. We're trying to be everything to all of our family. We're trying to be everything to all of our loved ones. We're trying to be everything to the folks at the job, the folks at the church. Listen, they want us to pick up the turkeys, give the turkeys away, cook the turkeys, and got to be back at the house by 2:00 to make sure all of the dinner. We want to remind you all to embrace the grace, and that means say yes to the things that are required and necessary, and say no to the things that may not water and feed you during this time. Why? Because these holidays hit different after you have experienced the loss of a couple of loved ones, and you might need to sit down. And it's also beneficial to the people around you when you embrace the grace and give it to yourself first. Don't be so quick to give grace to everyone else and forget to cover yourself in that grace during this time. And that may mean make a schedule, figure out where you're going to be in the morning, where you're going to be in the evening. Try to map out even some quiet time for you to get a moment with those folks who you love the most, who love you, so that you can fill up your love tank. These are important things. Get on the phone with somebody while they basting the turkey and see if you can have a conversation. Maybe it'll start out as a venting conversation, but you'll find out that your heart is healing, that your mind is being freed of the things that once weighed you down. When we embrace the grace, we give ourselves the opportunity of what God has already given us, that we don't have to carry everything. Because why? Literally, in the words of Evangelist Badu, she said, you can't hurry up because you got too much stuff, bag lady. You got to be sure. For our sisters and our brothers, embrace the grace. Remember to extend it to the people around you, but don't you miss your plate when you serving out some of that. Now, listen, we may see you next week. We may not. Doesn't matter whether the holiday, there are other people who also need to embrace the grace. When you see those Black Friday sales and you trying to decide, should I spend all my money and be late with my rent? You can't stay here. Okay? So make sure that you are making the right choices that fit you, your life, and your family. Embrace the grace, y'all. Why? Because we want to see you come back. We see so much loss in the world of people who are literally losing their mind. We see the reports of our students that were shot down at the University of Virginia. These are parents that will be mourning the loss way past the next 10 days. These are folks in Idaho who literally have to figure out how they get through another day. These are our young people, y'all. They're not even the older ones. So we want to make sure that we're being a good example. Embrace the grace in your life. Cover yourself with it like sprinkles. Here we always say, cover yourself in that joy tsunami. And what I can't even remember what it is. I tell that Tilted say all the time about the glitter. She gonna fill y'all in on the rest of that. But fill your life up with it because it's needed during this time. And it is okay for you to say, I'm not okay, and go sit down somewhere. Now listen, the objective until we meet again, keep the body count to 0. And we'll see you next time. Tilted, what you got for the people?
Girl, I got a whole lot of love for the people. And I just want to go ahead and say thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. And thank you and welcome to all of the replay viewers that's going to click, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you know when we're going live again, all right? And of course, I'm finna wrap this thing up, and I'm going to encourage you to just be. And I promise you, if y'all ain't already figured it out, Karen and I typically tend to planes, we just in different places, but I promise you the water that be flowing up out is so it's I'm the triplet. in the bunch. So tonight I'm going to go ahead all to just go ahead and be love. Especially holiday season steadily coming up on us. I want to go ahead and read a passage of scripture. All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I'm going to start at verse 4, and I'm reading from the Amplified Version. Love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful, and it is not jealous or envious. Love does not brag, and it is not proud or arrogant. Love, it is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not provoked nor overly sensitive and easily angered. It does take into account a wrong word. It does not rejoice at injustice, but rejoices with truth when right and truth prevail. And I'm going to end it with the A part of verse 7. Love bear all things. So go ahead and be love, bear all things, and practice a little patience as you heard it read here from the Book of Life. I'm your girl, Tilted Halo, with our lovely guest on tonight, Val Marie Higginbottom, and of course, sitting alongside my good girlfriend, Karen Sims of Twisted Threads. This is the Unhinged Radio Show Live. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time. And we are out.